Hello? No. Are you able to find on the stream? Are you fine on the stream? Hello? Check. You getting? Check. It's coming. Check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check. Is okay? Okay, turn off the phone. Check. 1, 2. Check 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 1, 2. Check. Hello? Yeah. Yes.
ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. So, Buddhau śaraṇam anviccha. So far we discussed what kind of attitude we should have while performing action. When we are performing action, what should be the bent of mind and what shelter we should take while we are performing action. We discussed at length that we should always keep in mind the nature of the self and then perform the action. In that case, we will be the giver. And Bhagavan has also advocated the yajna bhavana, the spirit of offering, which we have to keep in mind while performing action. When the spirit of offering, yajna bhavana, yajno vai Vishnuhu, this bhavana itself is Vishnu. So when we keep this bhavana, then our action will become an offering. And this will, we cannot imagine where this will take us. It will just take us higher and higher and higher, in the sense that it will purify us, make us nobler and nobler, and bring us very close to the self. Because every time we do this, we are with Ishvara. We are with Ishvara. Because as we discussed yesterday, it is this yajna bhavana upon which, or keeping this in mind, this is the principle upon which the creation is designed. The creation is designed by Ishvara, keeping in mind this yajna bhavana, spirit of offering, contributing, sharing, giving. And when we have this bhavana, when we have this attitude, we are with Ishvara. We are joining hands with him. Just as Hanumanji says, Ram kaj karibe ko atura. He is always eager to carry forth the things of Rama, the orders of Rama. Similarly here, when I perform my actions in the spirit of offering, then I am with Ishvara. And so now my life is not antagonistic to the order. Otherwise, when I perform an action for myself, it goes against the order. The order, the way in which Ishvara has made the creation. He has made it such a way that everybody has to give, everybody has to contribute. And when I am not in line with this spirit, then obviously I'm going against the design of Ishvara. And remember, that will create conflict in me. That will never be beneficial to me. It may give me, as we have discussed, it may give me some temporary result. It may bring that. But I'll not be better here. I'll not be wiser here. So, we have to perform the actions in the spirit of offering. This we have discussed so far. Now, we have to see the other aspect of karma. See, when we perform an action, action has, as it were, two facets, two aspects. One is while performing, one is the action that you do, and whenever you do something, the result comes. Along with the performance of an action, the result is contained, the result will follow. That is also the order. That when you do an action, the result is also bound to come. It is the effect. Action is the cause, and the result will be the effect. We have already seen what should be the attitude while performing action. When we perform an action, where should we take the shelter? That we have seen. Where should we take the shelter? That may this action be an offering at the altar of Ishvara. Ishvara means whoever is before me. May this action go to him. May this action help them, please them, bring them some happiness. May it serve their purpose, not my purpose, not my personal purpose. This we have discussed at length. Now we shall look into the result aspect. What should be my attitude? And where should I take shelter when the result comes? Now, when the result comes, again, when it comes, it may either be favorable, it may not be favorable in the sense that it may go against what I expected. So, again, what should be my attitude towards the result? If we are not careful here again, just as while performing the action, if we were not careful, and if we did not deliberately maintain the attitude of offering, the action would have bound us. Because it is the nature of the action to bind. Karmana badhyate jantuhu. By an action, jantu means jiva. Shruti, calls jiva as jantu only. Jantu means an insect. Even in Vivek Chudamani, Pashikara says, Jantu nam narajanma durlabham. For the jantu means the jivas, narajanma, being born as human being, is rare. So there also I'm just just pointing your attention to how the human being is referred to by the Shruti and Acharyas, jantu. So, karmana badhyate jantu. Karma binds. Whenever you perform an action, it is written in your account, and then it will bring the result. And then if you like the result, that will also be bondage. If you do not like it, it will also be bondage. Inasmuch as, if I like it, I will want to do it again. If I do not like it, I will avoid that and do something else. So the result doesn't, when you perform it doesn't stop there. It either leads you to perform the similar action or some other action. In both ways, it binds. So, but we saw the antidote. When will the karma not bind? Tell me. The nature of which karma, understand this, is to bind. The nature of the karma is to bind, but we reversed it. How did we reverse? How did we reverse? By the spirit of offering. I didn't do it for myself. It goes to Ishvara. The phala will not come to me. Inasmuch as, whatever be the phala, may be good or bad, but it will go to Ishvara, to the totality. Inasmuch as the result which comes, I don't take the ownership, because I kept a result in mind, but it was not for me. That doesn't mean that when the salary, you may ask me a question. It may occur to you that, Swamini, does it mean that I don't take the paycheck at the end of the month? No, please do take and ask for more. But now, because I need it to support my family, society, we must take it. But it will not be used. I will not, when the result comes, I won't think that it has added to me. I have become better and bigger with this action. That won't be the attitude. The attitude is, I got the opportunity to do something for the creation, to do something for the society, and for which I did work also. And what I got, the salary, I will use it also. That doesn't mean I don't use it completely for myself. For myself also, for my clothes, food, shelter, little bit. And I may use it, nothing wrong. But it is more for the family, more for those who need it, more for the society, because I have so far taken from them. They have sustained me, my parents, my society, my teachers, doctors, whatnot. We discussed all this at length. So I owe it to them. I give their part to them. I don't grab the entire thing. This we saw. Now, when I was doing, but when this spirit was there, this action will not bind me. Inasmuch as it will not create raga or dvesha. And I will forge ahead. I will move on. Otherwise, the one action will lead to another, third one, propelled by my likes and dislikes. Propelled by my likes and dislikes. So we have to keep in mind what is the propelling force behind action. Why am I doing it? Always ask yourself, before doing anything, what is the force? What is compelling me? Check there. And there, take the refuge of what we have learnt so far. This we saw. So, the yajna bhavana is the antidote to bondage. That which would have bound me, in fact, it releases me. Ishwararpitam, Raman Maharshi Ji says, Ishwararpitam nechaya krutam. When it is offered to Ishvara, not to the ego, it becomes chitta shodakam mukti sadakam. What does it say? Chitta shodakam. It purifies me and becomes mukti sadakam. It becomes a means for liberation. This is how we change the nature of karma. The nature of karma, which was to bind, I released it from it. How? From outside, you cannot make out whether it is releasing me or binding me. But because of the attitude here, because of the noble attitude here, the same karma will release me. Similarly, now when the result comes, when I've performed an action, the result comes. Now the result may be to my estimate. What I expected, it may be exactly the same. Sometimes it may be less than that. Sometimes the result may be less than what I expected. I expected to get 75%. And I got how much? 45. 45. I expected to make this much profit from this deal. And what did I get? I lost my money. Much less. And sometimes it can be more also. More than what I expected. And sometimes Sometimes exactly opposite. Exactly opposite. Neither exact, neither more, neither less, but what? Opposite. Opposite means something which I didn't expect at all, never imagined. Swamiji gives the example that I was going to the office, neither did I get the bus nor ride. And when I was crossing the road, then when I woke up, when I opened my eyes, I was in the hospital. Did I expect this? That I'll be in hospital? Somebody will come and push me, and I'll become unconscious, and I'll wake up in the hospital. And I'll ask, where am I? Who brought me here? Totally opposite. So, to handle the result is not easy. It is easy to say that I'm fine and full and perfect. Result doesn't matter. It doesn't happen that easily. Result, when the phala, when it comes, we must have the knowledge of the source who decides the result. Understand this very well. Lord Krishna says categorically, in unambiguous words, he says, Karmani evate adhikaraha, ma phaleshu kadachana. O Arjuna, your right, your freedom is in performing action. Karmani evate adhikara. You have your freedom in performing an action, whether to perform or not to perform, and perform it this way, that way, you decide. You have the free will, you decide. But your freedom stops there. Your freedom stops there. Result is decided by me. Lord Krishna is very clear. He says, Ma phaleshu kadachana. That doesn't mean the result will not come. Result will definitely come, because moment you perform, the result will come. That is the law. That is the law. That is the order. But what the result will be, that I cannot decide. Even though I may make my assumptions and estimate and all that, but I cannot decide. This freedom is not given to us at all. It is He, the ruler, the creator, Bhagavan. People say, I don't believe in Bhagavan. You may better believe. Because He decides. He decides the result. And you may ask me that I perform the action, Swaminiji, and what business does He have to decide? I must decide. No, He has not given this freedom, because He is the ruler. And He is what? He knows in and out everything. He is Sarvagnya. Sarvagnya means omniscient. Omniscient. I may not even know the spelling of omniscient. And He is what? Omnipotent. Omniscient and omnipotent. Omniscient means Sarvagnya. Sarvam janati iti sarvagnya. One who knows everything. Plus, He is Sarva Shaktiman. We are not Sarva Shaktiman. Our Shakti, our powers are very limited. After some time, we can't sit down, cannot get up. Our Shakti is very limited, whereas He is all powerful in the literal sense of the word. He is Sarvagnya and Sarva Shaktiman. He has designed this creation and made the laws. Laws of cause and effect. When you do a thing in this manner, this will be the result. When I bring my hands together with this force, this noise, it will produce this noise. If I bring it little with less momentum, that much. These laws, understand, these laws are made by Ishvara. In fact, the laws themselves are Ishvara. Not that he has made the laws and sitting somewhere else. Our Bhagavan is what? The creator as well as creation. The material as well as the maker. Everything is nothing but he. The laws themselves are Ishvara. And there is nothing misfit, no lacuna, no mistake in his laws. There is absolutely no manufacturing defect, nothing wrong in the way he gives the result. When the result comes, I may not like it. I may find that more often than not, we have complaints. You know what? He has been unfair. Ishvara has been unfair to me. I deserved more. I deserved better, particularly than him. But I deserved more than what my friend has got. I'm more intelligent, more smart, more educated, and I didn't get the job. And he got it. And he's getting promotion too. This I cannot stand. Which means we compare. Why he got more, why I got less. Even among siblings, even among friends, even spouses, everywhere this is there. We compare and we feel that I'm not given, I did not get what I deserved. And these things remain with us. We can't settle the account. They are big sore points in the mind. With that, I cannot be happy. My mind will not enjoy the peace and calm. He has been unfair. Why did he do this to me? Why did he do this to my mother, father, this, that? I cannot accept. But when we do this, and when we suffer. We complain means we suffer. That time we are ignorant of certain facts. What? That the result is in keeping with the action. But Swaminiji, when I performed the action, my intentions were very clear. I didn't do anything wrong. What did my mother do to deserve this? Tell me, what did she do to deserve this kind of result, this kind of destiny? I don't accept this. Yes, but understand, we just don't know why the result is like this, but he knows it. And it may be hard to accept. It may be very hard to swallow that this is proper. That the result which has come is proper. I am not in a mood to accept this. When people lose their children, husband, partners, they encounter losses in life. What not? People have lots of dukkham in life. At that time to say this, that what he has done is fine. What you have come across, there is nothing wrong. To say this would be very, very hard and very cruel too. You should not say it at that time. That time console them. Be nice to them. Have soothing words for them. But when we are in the right state of mind, which we have now, that time we should know this. That time we have to learn this, that what he has dispensed is correct. Why? Simply because the result that I'm coming across is the result of my actions. Maybe not of this particular action. Understand? I performed an action. Understand this very well, because we all have these questions. I performed these actions and there was nothing wrong in this. But the result of some past action, the result of some past action, and past means what? Not only of this life. Not only of this life. And how many lives have we gone through? Tell me. How many lives? Countless. Countless. And in the account, so many actions and results are lying there. Actions are lying there. The result of this particular action may be infringed by the result of some past action. I have performed a wrong action in the past, say, unbecoming action in the past. The result is waiting. And now when I'm performing this action, the result of this, I estimated that it should be like this. But instead, what happens? Something else of the past comes in between, infringes that, and the result which I get is totally different. Not to my expectations. But who decided this? Ishvara. This is his freedom, which to take, how to give, why. He knows the best. He knows the best. We can never escape our own doings, good or bad. You do it, that is why, with full freedom, full understanding. But once you do it, the result will be decided by Ishvara. And don't think that he is out to punish. Far from it. He is not out to punish. He is only out to teach. He is nothing but compassion. This we may not understand when we are facing an unbecoming result. When we are facing an undesirable result, it will be hard to accept that he is compassionate and kind. But when we look back, it is always for the better. Or whether we understand this or not, but this we have to understand, that he has no bias for you. He is merely dispensing, and he is like a mother, like a father. Sometimes, we know this, we have gone through this. Doesn't mother give us a bitter pill? And a good mother will give that, whether the child likes it or not. When you are giving the bitter pill, Ayurvedic medicine, to the child, which is necessary for him, the child will react, child will resist. But what will mother do? Press him, pull him, open his mouth and push it. That time, the mother may appear very cruel, but it was for his health. It was needed. Exactly. In the same manner, Ishvara is kind and compassionate always, always. His only purpose is to see that the child, the jiva, moves ahead in the ladder of evolution. So, what I'm trying to say is that the one who decides the result is Ishvara. And so, when the result comes, whether I like it or not, whether it is desirable or undesirable, what would be the wisdom? I accept it. Whether I like it or not, it is there for me. But now, the wisdom, Buddhau, śaraṇam, anviccha. What should I think? Where should I take shelter? That it is prasada. Prasada buddhi means what? Graceful acceptance. Gracefully I accept the result. And when the prasada comes, when I call it prasada, then what is prasada? I don't look at the name and form and what the prasada is, whether it is laddu, or it is whipped rice, or it is some raw dal, or bhasma. In India, during the Chaitra month, they give neem juice also. Neem juice. Offer it to Bhagavan as if he is not healthy. They offer neem juice to him and then give it to us. But once the name is prasada, then what? How do we? Our perception of looking at the prasada is changed. We look at it and feel blessed in having it. No matter whether it is ash or laddu. From Tirupati you may get laddus. Badrinath, you get those mumras. Things like that. But that is not important. Important is that it has touched the feet of Ishvara and has come to me. I am blessed. It is for my well-being. When this is the bent of mind, when this is the attitude towards result, then what? I move on. I don't get stuck. Otherwise, I get stuck there. Why did it happen to me? Why? Tell me why. And there is no answer to this why. There is absolutely no answer to this. Why? Nobody can say that you did this in the past. Bhagavan is the Supreme Court. The local Supreme Court also decides the verdict influenced by this one. Influenced by this. So, towards the result, what should be my attitude? Prasada. Gracefully I accept it. And when I gracefully accept it, I learn from it. Otherwise I react. If I react, resist, throw tantrums, and cannot get out of it, I don't learn anything. I don't learn anything from what has happened. Whereas, when I accept it, then my mind is equipoised, composed, and calm. Otherwise, the pendulum will either be elation or depression. Depression. That is why we have to teach our children, our people whom with we are associated. We should teach them this. This is the duty of all the elders. Teach, make children ready. We don't wish that anything should happen in their lives. We bless them, but life is life. We never know. So teach them, make them ready. This is our duty. And otherwise, children are also in depression. Youngsters in depression can't handle their life, can't handle what happens with them. So many suicides. Why? Why? They just don't think and give away their lives. Is it that easy? Life is so important. But children, youngsters, teenagers, adolescents, they can't handle themselves. Very weak. Everybody has become so weak. With all the money, you can't handle your life. I'm not ready to accept. And I hang myself. Take drugs, do this, do that. I cannot handle. We are lacking all this. We don't have this wisdom. It is right here, but we have to bring it in our lives. Teach your children. This is, by the way, I'm telling you. This is our duty. Result is not in my hand. Beta, be ready. And you accept it and move ahead. Then you will learn something from it. Otherwise, get stuck. You know the story of that Stoic philosopher. You must be knowing, I'm sure, that there was one philosopher, not Stoic, we will come later, but he is a philosopher. And he's waiting for the safe arrival of his family. And is all his wealth, he's migrating. So everything has to come in a ship. His family and wealth and all assets, everything is coming in a ship. And he's waiting. And suddenly somebody knocks the door. The messenger comes and he says, "Who is it?" He says, "Sir," he opened the door. And he said, "Sir, the ship which was bringing your children and family and wealth and everything, has sunk in the ocean." Now this fellow replies, "What?" And then his next response was, "So what?" His next response was, "So what?" Then the messenger says, "Sir, your wife has gone. Your only son has gone." This fellow says, "What?" Then, "Sir, they have gone." Next response was, "So what?" So what? Understand, when he says what, doesn't mean he is deaf. He is not deaf, but for a second he can't accept. Then the messenger says, "Sir, your wealth is gone. You are a pauper now. You are on the streets." "What?" Next second, he said, "So what? So what? You will have to start afresh." "What?" Next response, "So what?" See, for a second, he could not accept. Everything is gone, could not accept. But it took him only another second to recover from that and accept. And he said what? "So what? Even this can happen." We do not know what is up in the sleeves of future. We do not know what is up in the sleeves of future. Bhagavan has not given us the eyes to see that. He has kept that with him. What will be the next moment, we do not know. But be ready. Be ready. It can be anything. It can be anything. You must have heard, that Abdul Kalam, the President of India, he died while speaking. He was speaking. He tried to utter the words and the words did not come out and fell there. What I'm trying to say is, you don't know what will happen next moment. That is decided by him. The results are decided by him. He is the author of the results. I'm the author of action. The author of result is he. Accept that and have faith and trust in his blessings, in his jurisdiction. Looking in the hindsight, we will find good, I didn't get that job. Good, I didn't get it. Good, I didn't get the visa. Sometimes people cannot accept that I didn't get this job, the visa, this partner. I didn't get this partner. He selected someone else. Good. Later on you realize. What I'm trying to say is that it takes some time for us to see that it was okay. It taught me something. So, otherwise what will happen? All the time I will be either happy, next moment unhappy. Dancing to the tunes of the results. Seesaw. Sometimes elated, sometimes depressed. What am I going to learn in that? With that bent of mind, what am I going to learn? How am I going to understand life and my relations and my children? What am I going to give them? When I am not in mood, all the time not in mood, all the time angry with what is happening, why it happened. When I am not in control of myself, When I cannot handle myself, how do I expect to handle them and teach them? So, we must know all this. Siddhyas, another definition of karma yoga is samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatvam, composure of mind, sameness of mind, sameness of mind towards the results which are not same. Sameness of mind, I command the sameness of mind in the face of the results which are not the same. Results are not same, but my attitude of my mind, the composure of my mind is same, whether it is favorable or unfavorable. This is a big achievement. This is a big achievement. This is the Siddhi. Siddhi is not that I have millions. Siddhi is not that I have two big mansions and this and that, and my one child is in Europe and other one in UK and another. No, what is the Siddhi? Siddhi is, I can handle my life. I can handle my likes and dislikes. I can handle the situations. This is the real strength. Everybody doesn't have this strength. And those who do not have this strength suffer in life. Very, very difficult to come out from the situations and what life offers before you. This is the strength which that I can handle. Whatever is fine. It took only 2 minutes for him to come out. For us, it may take what? Years and years. Years and years. We can't come out. Not that you don't like your people. Sometimes our near and dear one goes away. It can happen. We have all come together because of prarabdha, because of certain karmas. And again, because of the certain karmas, we will depart. Our path will be separated. Again, this we don't decide. Bhagavan decides. The force of karmas brought us together. Again, when that is over, don't hang on. Don't hang on. If you hang on, you lose that time. You lose the opportunity. We have to understand all this. Otherwise, the result will shake me off, will topple me down. When the result comes, and if I am not ready with this wisdom, this education, then gone. Then gone, and I don't learn anything. To the extent I accept it gracefully, I learn. And by my presence, others will also learn. By my presence and by my this attitude, others will also learn. So we have to be role models. Parents have to be role models. Elders have to be role models. It is not that children will learn only in school. We have to constantly teach them. So, what Buddhau śaraṇam, anviccha, I take shelter in which understanding? It can happen. Let him decide. He knows better. I don't want to interfere. Not that we are allowed to interfere, but we still interfere. Why you did like this? Why every day some people say, every day I fight with Ishvara. Every day I fight. Okay, you fight, he doesn't mind. You can bring out your outburst before him. Okay, but understand that he is your well-wisher. Someday you will understand this. And when I understand this, my mind is at rest, free from reaction, free from any complaints. And I am in the present. I am in the present. Otherwise, where am I? In the past. in the past, complaining about it, imagining what will be the future now with this kind of present. So I cannot utilize the present. The wealth that the present is gone. The wealth that the present is, every moment is wealth before me, is gone. Because of my lack of understanding. See, these are all simple things. But when we don't know them, when these things are not at hand, our life is wasted. Prime time of our life is gone. So, siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva. Siddhi asiddhi samaha bhutva. Lord Krishna says right in the 13th chapter, Ishta nishtopapattishu samatvam. Whether it is Ishta, Nityam cha samachittatvam. He says, one of the values he gives, Nityam cha samachittatvam, Ishta nishtopapattishu. May you have samatvam, Nityam, always. Towards what? Ishta, Anishta. Favorable, unfavorable. Desirable, undesirable. Samata, samatvam. This will help me. This is prasada buddhi. When you have prasada buddhi, finished. You move ahead. Accept it gracefully. There was one poet in Gujarati literature, very famous one. You must have heard about him. In case you have not, Narsi Mehta. The famous bhajan, Vaishnava Janato Tene Kahiye, is written by him. When he was all the time, lost in the devotion of Lord Krishna. And then he got the news that his wife has passed away. Suddenly he got the news that his wife has passed away. What was his expression? Immediate expression, Balu thayu bhangi janjar, which means, okay, fine, now I am free to take Ishvara's name. Not that he didn't love his wife. Not that he had no feelings. But for such people, they are so evolved. It doesn't take time to accept the situations. Nothing can disturb them. When nothing can disturb you, you have won it. You have made your life. Right understanding. So, we have these two facets in a karma. One is while performing, and the other one is while receiving the result. What is the definition of karma yoga while performing action? Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Bhagavan gives beautiful definitions in the 2nd chapter itself. While performing karma, what is yoga? Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. In karma, what is expertise? Not how well you do it, how fast you do it, but with what attitude you do it. That is kushalata. Yoga bhavana, yajna bhavana, the spirit of offering, giving, sharing. Even if I don't get it, but I give. This bhavana is kushalata, expertise, skill while performing action. Understood? Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. And while receiving the result, what is yoga bhavana? Samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatvam. Everything is fine. My mind remains composed with understanding. This is not tamas, not laziness, but this is understanding. Then we have the right attitude. And constantly we are doing and finding the result, doing and facing the result. If at all these times, while doing, while receiving, while doing, while receiving, when we have this buddhi, then we are in the right direction. Then we will enjoy a mind which is always cool and calm, not complaining. And such a mind is the best instrument for learning. So when we are doing, we keep this in mind that I have to give. Let me take all the opportunities to share what I have. And we do it in a proactive manner. We do it, we give. Giving doesn't mean only wealth. That is one of the things. Giving means caring for a person, helping them, saying them few good words, paying attention to them. People need all this. Just sitting with them, just listening to them. This is also big seva. This is also very big seva. People need our attention, We are all the time busy, all the time busy. And my father is all alone. Mother is all alone. Waiting for me to talk to them. These days, these are the problems. They are lonely. I may give them a separate room, all the facilities, everything. What do you lack? When they complain, we say, what do you not have? Such a big house, all the facilities, everything you have. And what is your problem? Yes, what is their problem? We know. Their problem is, I go and sit with them. Just give them some time. This is Karma Yoga. Understand. We need not go out and have NGOs, and we may not do all that kind of seva. It's okay. But do this. What I'm trying to say is, we have the opportunity every moment to do some seva. Every moment. Just look around. Just look around. And take up the opportunity. So this will be a blessing to yourself. There is nothing like this. As I said, you can't imagine where it will take you. It will just be a headway for you once you do it. Just experience it. Discover after doing it. Moment you do it, you feel happy. You feel good about yourself. We feel good about ourselves when we do this. Then I don't need big things for happiness. Tea and coffee and alcohol and addiction. I don't need those sensations. It comes from within. So, deliberately, I have this attitude while performing karma. Swakarmana tam abhyarchya. I worship him. Every action is like a flower which I offer to Ishvara. When we do archana before our Bhagavan, Ishta Devata, Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Vishnave Namaha, this is what we do. Similarly, each and every action, may it go to Ishvara. May it please them. It becomes aradhana. My action becomes worship. Provided we know. You may not go to temple if you don't want. But this itself becomes worship, aradhana. Why miss it? And it will bless me. Each and every action offered to Ishvara before me. May it be my mother, father, employer, employee, whoever. My enemy also. After doing this, there won't be enemy. There won't be enemy. Enemy will be replaced by, this may sound impractical. It may sound impractical, but this is what it is. Either we do it, or we remain where we are, and suffer. So, this is what I wanted to discuss, to share with you, with reference to Buddhau, śaraṇam, anviccha. Why? Because Lord Krishna said in the second line, Durena hi avaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjay buddhau śaraṇam anviccha krupanaha phalahetavaha. If we don't do this, and if our life centers around the individual, the selfishness is there, then I'm krupanaha, miser. Why? Why miser? Because I forget what I am. I forget what I am and keep on asking, keep on demanding. At that time, I'm forgetting who I am. So Yajnavalkya ji says, Bhashyakara has written here in the commentary of Krupanaha Phalahetavaha. He has written, why? Because this Krupana word is used by sage Yajnavalkya in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, sage Yajnavalkya uses this word. Krupanaha, Krupan, there he says, talks to Gargi. Gargi is a woman of wisdom. In those times, there were women who were knowing everything. One of them is Gargi. Another famous woman is Yajnavalkya's wife only, Maitreyi. And this is Gargi. Gargi was she was wise. And they both have dialogue. At that time, Yajnavalkya tells him, Yova etat Gargi aviditva asmat lokat praiti sa krupanaha. He says this to her. I'll read it out for you. Yova etat aksharam Gargi aviditva asmat lokat praiti sa krupanaha. He says, what does it mean? O Gargi, one who departs from this world, not knowing, aksharam aviditva, not knowing what? Aksharam. Aksharam means immutable self. Immutable self. One who goes away without knowing the self. Such beautiful Atma, the truth, the absolute reality, my core being, one who goes away and the only reality. One who goes away without knowing this, they are what? Sa krupanaha. They are misers. Why? They didn't utilize the intellect. They didn't utilize the opportunity which is given to them. Bhagavan has given us birth, the kind of intellect human beings have that nobody else have. No other species. Because they can't do this Atma, Anatma, Viveka. They may be otherwise dolphins and they are supposed to be very, very intelligent. But this kind of intellect, separating Atma, Anatma, knowing what is Atma, getting rid of Anatma, all this they cannot do. This we are given, very big gift. And if we don't use it, misers are what? Who are the misers? Who have but cannot use it. Yajnavalkya ji says, if we have, we are given, and when we don't use it, then it is, we are misers. Like the touchstone, you know, once one very poor man, he went to a Mahatma who had all kinds of siddhis and said, give me something. I am very poor. So the Mahatma gave him a touchstone, Parasmani, touchstone. The uniqueness of the touchstone is, you know, that whenever it turns the metal into gold. That is the uniqueness of the touchstone. That was given to him. And then this fellow took it and did not know how to use it. So he gave it to his wife. And wife is saying, what have you brought? What have you brought? But since it was lying in the kitchen, she used it for making chutney. She is making chutney from that. Then again, after some time, the Mahatma came. And this fellow again went, you did not give me anything. He said, I gave you that stone? He said, yes. But of what use is that? He said, you don't use it? He said, yes, my wife is using it for making chutney. The thing which can give you gold, you have used it for what? For this kind of thing. Similarly, you know what I am trying to say. The thing which is given, this body, this mind and intellect, is not for bhoga. This sophisticated upadhi is for what? Is for helping, sharing, giving, and then knowing the self. It is meant for that purpose. When we don't use it for that, what is it? We are misers. We wasted it. Opportunity doesn't come that soon. Opportunity doesn't come every so often. So when it comes, grab it. When it comes, grab it. Understand, life is in making right decisions every moment. When you make the right choice, every moment you make your life. So be alert. Buddhau śaraṇam anviccha. Every time decide what is right, what is wrong. What is atma, what is anatma. What is giving, what is grabbing. What is consuming, what is contributing. What is sharing, what is grabbing. What is competing, what is cooperating. What is prasada, what is getting depressed. All this keep on thinking. And accordingly, make your decisions. In making the right decisions, you make your life. So always take refuge in the right understanding here. Okay? So with this we conclude. Thank you. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptatehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. I thank everyone for listening patiently and giving me a chance to talk to you. Thank you. I enjoyed talking to you. Number?